Bobby Moore and Sir Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. I'm proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast, more than just a podcast.
Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning. This is more than just a podcast. Season 12, episode 37. We've just recorded 36, so go back and listen to it if you haven't already, where I think it's safe to say Len has a rant. His rant of the week about David Moyes, not me this time. But anyway, it is question time. We're back for question time. We've lost John, but Shedman's here, Len's here, and we're going to go straight into it. So it's time for this. Yeah. Facebook, Twitter, question time, where you, the 8 listeners, get to ask us, the 3 presenters, questions that you fancy or statements or whatever. Nigel.
A question for yous all.
Ooh.
So I actually asked a question this week of you lot, and I hope people have answered it. If the worst was to happen, what would relegation mean to you personally? As usual, though, the floor is yours.
Do you want us to answer that question before our listeners?
Well,
I was thinking that. What would it mean to you, Shawnee Warney?
Personally,
I think
that was the interesting part.
I think it would be more difficult to watch away games without a doubt. So I might be forced to go to more away games with my son and take the advantage of cheaper tickets and getting tickets.
I think you might be surprised, Sean.
Yeah, I might be surprised.
The £30 away fan ticket, yeah.
Well, it won't be £30 though, because of course it's
Premier League only.
It's cheaper. Suddenly Sean, they sell it for 20 last time.
Not for us, it won't be.
Necessarily, Sean.
They might put the price up. You're right. So watching games will be a lot more difficult away games. I think I'll still carry on going to home games. And there's probably not as much to talk about on finance, if I'm honest with you. Not as much material to write about for me personally, but they're the 2 things. TV coverage of streams and enough to write about, with not being in the Premier League.
I think I've got more chance winning my season ticket in the Championship than having the Premier League, because it would be Saturday afternoon football most of the time.
Good point.
I'll have completely lost the. I don't think I don't want to go there in the Championship and have a clean sweep of people. Or I've had enough. Just plain had enough of them.
I know you have.
So I can't see our.
But you might find Saturday 3:00 football more to your liking, though.
I definitely probably would, but not there.
Yeah.
Because I've got more trips there, and I just don't like it. It's just not. I can't see it.
Yeah, Nigel.
Listen, I'm on record with it. I don't fear relegation. I treat it as an occupational.
But the question is not that. It's what does it mean to you personally?
Yeah,
how would it change you?
No, I didn't say how will it change you. I said, what does it mean to you personally?
What does it mean to you then?
Well, I don't fear relegation. It don't affect. It don't actually mean much to me. It means I'm just watching different teams play. West Ham.
But you see, that's strange. You should mention that, because what I struggle with West Ham at the moment, because of the move and everything else that's come with it, is identifying my team. Feeling the identity of West Ham, and what just about salvages it for me there is the other team, because I know as Everton turned up or Liverpool or whatever, and the fans of that, I can just about identify that we're West Ham. If we're playing God knows who, I can't. And that's why I didn't want to go to the European games last year. One of the reasons, because it just doesn't feel like West Ham down there.
No, but then if I'm being brutal, West Ham for me, as the club that I idolised, ceased to exist in 2016.
Yeah.
And that is the truth with me. The reason why I celebrate the club's history perhaps more now is to keep that attachment to it.
I think that's
so. That's where I and that's why relegation don't really bother me. It don't, and actually, there's a bit of me is like, as I say, more weekend games, playing clubs like Blackburn, playing clubs like 3/4 of the Championship we've seen play in the Premier League, and actually, there's. It's not about working class or what. I don't like to bring class into football or whatever, but there seems to be a more down to earth set of clubs and whatever in the league.
Anyway. The boys are back. Sorry, I don't. Anyway.
Oi! Is he listening?
I think he's editing.
Sorry, I was editing, yeah. How did you know that?
We could hear it.
I remember you saying what you just said.
Oh, I didn't know it came out. It shouldn't come out back onto the thing. I was playing it from my headphones.
Giving my heart here.
I know, but I was going. All right, I'll get the first. I could
hear you talking, and I tried to over it, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing your voice again.
Yeah,
Can you not just wait?
Second hand.
I was editing. I'm just uploading it now, so we get it out.
Well, the patience, my friend.
We'll be on here for hours, let's be honest. Go on. Anyway, let's get to question time now.
Yeah,
we know where I am.
We know where
look, I've had a message, so this is what, people will lose their jobs at the club. Relegation. And it could be that the wrong people lose their jobs at the club because there would have to be cost cutting. Perhaps it's been covered before, but players will leave. Well, that's the silver lining.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that.
That's not the right
marketing
people.
department.
Well, whatever.
Butter monkeys.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Executive director of marketing and media.
Yeah. Well, no, because they never get rid of, is it? It's the ones that sort of lower down the food chain that they feel that actually, love working there and need to be there rather than see it as a stepping stone to a better thing, or whatever. The corporate sponsors' income will, the financial implication. Half
ticket, sponsorship, and commercial revenue, etc. will half.
I don't know. Sometimes, I suppose I go the Great Reset, But then again, we probably would lose 3/4 of the playing staff, and they will be replaced with lower players.
Yeah, of course.
And that could lead to then further, slips down the league. So this is what So there's no positives to take from going down. That's what we're staring down.
Well, we've done it, right? It's not something we haven't done before. We've from the Premier League, we've been relegated.
So this is what a friend of mine's has texted me. So it's not a great outlook club wise. As much as there's a bit of me going back to me now as well that perhaps sees it as punishment for the ownership.
Yeah. I must admit, I'm with you there.
and there's a bit of me that's like, I want to do it for that. I want to see you suffer.
Yeah.
I want to see you cop it and everything.
Yeah. I have to remind you that it has already happened once before with him.
No, I
do
know,
agree.
but they got away with it.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that when we went down, there was a little derailment in the move as well, and then it sort of, as soon as it looked like we were obviously at the top. If we'd have spent a couple of years in the championship, I don't think the move would have happened the way. I don't think it would have happened. Yeah, the fact is, but can they do that again? Can they reinvest be lucky? It cost them 30 odd million. It's going to cost them a damn sight more next time. And let's face it, the big investment they put into the club was when we went down. When you look at, they put like 50 odd million into the club over a certain period of time. 33 or 34 of that came from the relegation season. The rest was dribs and drabs. So the only time they really put big money into this club of their own money was to make up for their mistake.
Not true.
Well, it is true.
But it's not the only time, because obviously in the pandemic they put 30
million. No, I'm not
million.
talking about that. I'm talking about.
Well, you can't say it's the only time they put money in. So in the pandemic they put £30 million in.
Well, that's still less. That's still less than what they put in when we got relegated.
Let's not make out that they only put money in during the relegation. I just want to correct.
I didn't say they only put money in, because what I said was, how have I said that? Because if you listen to what I've said 32 to 34 million. They put in 50 odd million. So obviously there was 20 odd million. This is all pre-pandemic figures.
Obviously.
Yeah, and that's what I said. They put 50 odd million in. 32 of that was with the relegation season.
Okay. Anyway, we've been going for 16 minutes, and we actually haven't got to a listener's question.
No, we have. That was a listener. I get texts direct from listeners.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. So, not one on Facebook. Yeah.
No. So remember, it's Facebook, Twitter question time. Sean.
And direct messages. And direct messages to Nigel.
Yes, and direct. Yeah. Well, if you can.
Have to redo the jingle.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah. Facebook, Twitter, and message Nigel time. So I'm glad this person's first up, and I'm glad to hear from you, because it's been a couple of weeks. But it's the Devin Dukes of Hazzard is back. I was getting a bit worried, old Dev. I didn't know like hurricane whatever in America had come up and blown you away. But howdy, gents. Relegation would be embarrassing all around here, since EPL, dagger at my heart, is about all a lot of us know in SC, South Carolina, people. Carolina. He enjoyed episode 33 a lot on my drive to Myrtle Beach this weekend.
Great place.
Myrtle Beach.
Golf course as well.
Is it? That sounds... Myrtle Beach, I have an idea of this old woman like up in Lancashire with an headscarf and rollers in, sitting in a deck chair. That sounds like Myrtle Beach to me. But Moy's out. And then Moy's he goes, out. Nate out. Whoever Nate is. There you go.
Nate is...
program you're watching it.
The Ted Lasso.
Bundy or whatever his name. Not Bundy.
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
Nate is the manager of West Ham.
Yes.
Who left Richmond, whatever they're called.
They would have not done episode series 3 yet, have they?
It's just about to be released next month.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that, Dev. It's good to hear from you, mate. Honestly, so I was getting a bit worried. I thought, we're not heard from the Dukes of Hazzard. Matty Kemp, the old Spandau Ballet roadie.
Hello, Matty.
He's back. Evening, gents. If we were relegated, it would be sad to see so many players leave, go on loan to Turkey with us paying half the wages, and in all honesty, no guarantee of promotion the following season. The financial hit would be immense regardless of parachute payments. So the question is, when does the so-called project begin at West Ham? I've been waiting since Zola ushered those words. Brady out.
Brady out.
Perhaps you could put to him, Sean.
What?
Well, the 5-year plan from 2010.
Oh, come on. Look, there's always a risk. At the end of the day, right, 20 clubs, right, 3 of them go down each year.
Yep.
And we're kidding ourselves if we're an elite that we're never going to get a chance of being relegated again. Let's not make this about the manager in general, right? We had 2 good seasons.
Yep.
And we've, as you said, we've had a really good run from the last time we got relegated. So, you know, it's a risk. You know, as a business, it's a risk, and that's why in the accounts they make an allowance for it every year in the accounts on the company's house.
Yeah, well, they have to.
Well,
because you know. Jason, back to the 70s house. Evening, gents, he says. Moyes said yesterday after the game, we brought Danny Ings in, so we're hoping for some goals. Jason then says, how's he supposed to do that if he's not on the pitch? He's beyond me.
Good point. Well made.
Anything less than a win against Forest, Moyes has to go.
Don't disagree.
Says, as a long-term fan and season ticket holder, I've seen many a season in the second tier of English football.
Me too.
So for me, relegation would mean more games we can win, potential championship winning season, onwards and upwards.
Hard to disagree with that.
Well, we can't go. I was about to say, only one way we can go.
Do you know what, though? And I've said this before, and I think you said this before, Nigel. I've actually, secret guilty pleasure, I've quite enjoyed our seasons in the Championship.
I think we all have, you know.
Right?
Phil.
One, you get to win a lot more games, right? You get to go to grounds you've never been to. And even better than that, you actually get to win something, because we never do it the easy way by winning with the automatic 2 places. We end up going to Wembley or obviously in our case, on one occasion, the Millennium Stadium. So, you know, you get your day out as well. Almost feels like a cup final.
Well, we went there twice, Sean, in the playoffs.
I know we did. I know.
And then once for the cup final.
Yeah. I remember I was there. But we also went to Wembley for the Blackpool game as well, which was a good day out.
That was shit.
Was it? Oh, I loved it. Allah, Allah, Allardyce. We sung at the end. I'm sure you joined in with that. Did you join in?
Don't worry.
No, I fucking didn't.
Did you remember it though? Do you remember singing
Yeah,
Allah?
I do
Allardyce.
remember him singing there, and it was just like... Oh,
Allardyce was in front of us with Carlton Cole.
Yeah, we
with-
scraped. We scraped
Pathetic, wasn't it?
I
the
know.
win against Blackpool.
Fucking
Who outplayed
outplayed
us.
we were.
I watched it again the other day. They re-showed
Gets
it on
worse,
Sky.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it
I know, I saw it.
Carlton Cole got a banger, didn't he?
Then he fucking give them an assist.
Yeah. Next up is Roger Ribeiro. He said,
Nice
I
name.
would... It's a good name, isn't it? Double R. He said, I'll follow the team as best I could in Western Australia.
Oh dear.
A bleak, yeah, the accents. He says, a bleak with a taste of what could have been, had Moyes been a bit more adventurous. He said, of course, I'd still listen to you, lovely gents. Well, of course, we don't go
Bless
down.
you. Yeah, that's right. We'll always stay at the top league, Roger.
Yeah, we're always Premier League. We are like, actually, if you look at West Ham podcasts, we are the West Ham of West Ham podcasts.
I wonder how it affect my business.
We won a couple of awards, Lenny's.
Yeah, we could be the biggest podcast in the Championship.
Well, no, because we're not even the biggest West Ham podcast, Sean.
Yeah, true.
So that's why we are the West Ham of West Ham
they
podcast.
they might give up though. They might go, no, not worth it now.
All right.
Well, not worth a fiver.
No.
Gonzo's concerned.
Yeah. Well, actually, while I remember, Nigel, let me just. We could win the Europa League, Conference League, and end up in Europe while we're in the Championship.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you booked your tickets for the 16th of March?
No, I do need to do that. I'll probably do that this week.
I booked mine because it was after I said that it was running out. I mean, your area is probably all right, but I had to buy it after last week because all the tickets were selling out at the lower tier. I'm sure they're not at the upper tier.
Oh.
And then the day afterwards, and the day afterwards, I find out there's a rail strike. There's a rail strike on the day of the European game.
That's why they want you to fucking buy it.
Thank God I have my new Tesla by then.
Yeah.
So I can drive there.
How much did you have to pay?
What for?
Well, the Tesla is the only thing in the fucking question, really.
Well, I think it's a long range Tesla Y.
No, not for the Tesla, for the European game.
European. Nigel, it was Len that said Tesla's the only thing in the question. He told me.
Why you'd know that, wouldn't you?
What?
You already know that. I mean, they try and sell you it enough. You should know the price.
No, I know what I'm paying. I don't know what he's paying. I'm curious.
I paid, I think about 40 quid for my ticket, and then 17 for the Suns. Plus
40 quid?
Yeah, I'm just checking.
You must have paid more than that, surely.
Well, I got friends.
Yeah, it don't matter. You don't get a discount, Sean. You still have to pay the same price.
Do I?
Yes.
I think it was 45, maybe.
Yeah.
I can't.
So what's your game work out on a game by game basis? If you divided your season,
it's 30, and we know exactly because when we exchange them between families and friends, we charge exactly. It's £36 and a few pennies.
Right. Okay. See, obviously my ticket I think's £33.
What?
Yeah.
The European game.
Yeah, and it's like double.
What is it for a
Well, it's roughly just short of 20 quid.
Oh, is it?
That's when you think that's a big jump, isn't it? If only the club had consulted with fans. Of course they did.
It is a bit more expensive.
Of course they did, didn't they? And the fans said nothing. I wonder who that was. Oh yeah, our friends at the Supporters Trust. Dear, oh dear. Still.
Are they selling well? I suppose not since the train strike's been announced. Now we know why they were trying to do it early. Do you reckon they knew there was going to be a train strike?
Of course they fucking did.
Did they? Oh, I feel a bit. I mean, I would have gone anyway.
Cheated? Yeah, damn right.
Ever feel like you've been cheated?
Yeah.
Who said it? When and where, Sean?
It was Sex Pistols. It was Johnny Rotten, and it was at the Royal Albert Hall.
No.
Texas,
I think.
Not even in the right country.
It was at Las Vegas.
No,
I think it was Texas.
Yes, when it was the last show when it was, and he walked off 1978.
Yeah. What song were they singing, Nigel?
Oh.
Daniel and I. It was No Fun, Iggy Pop. Or the Stooges.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
It was God Save the Queen.
No.
No Fun.
No, I think they did like a 30-minute set and then walked off.
I've got the prices here. Season ticket holders. I paid £39.
Right. So how much is band 5?
Band 5 is £28.
Oh, it's 28 quid. Oh, right.
33 for band 4.
Oh, right, yeah.
28 band for fans 5 and 6. 33 for band 4, 39 for me, band 3.
That's still 50% more. Right, and this
£50 for band 2, but get this, £60, £61 for band 1, £66 for 66, and in 66 West, 70 quid.
So, and this is the thing here, and this is, and Amazon United are right to flag up these prices, and they've been banging on the door, and the club don't want to know. Because the club did meet with a sick-eating subgroup, which Amazon United were not part of. And it all got passed and everything else. And how can the club justify? Now, that if it was like a semi-final or quarter-final, I could sort of understand it. But this is like a round 16 game where we don't know who the opposition are. We didn't even know what night the bloody game was going to be.
And on a train strike.
Well, they didn't know. You can't argue the train strike.
Len said they knew.
Well, I
reckon they did. I reckon they had an idea.
It was probably on the cards. But what I'm saying is that how has this been allowed? And this is why.
Bring back the SAB when we were on it, eh?
Well,
at least
achieved more.
We did achieve more, actually.
Fucking madly. I know.
Madly, we did.
Yeah.
Well, we don't reveal how sausage were made in those days, though, do we?
Next up is Dodsey.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Who upset, by the way?
He's not mastered. Yeah, Andy Sheldon. He's not mastered Grammarly. I'm glad you checked it, Sean, which obviously you didn't.
Well, I did run it through Grammarly, but
why did you do that? No way did you do that. There was full stops halfway through a sentence. No way did you do that. No way.
I just felt we couldn't wait to the weekend.
Well, he put it up late. So, I'm afraid I'm a busy man at work at the moment.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, he says, as Nigel never says it, I always write it. Anyway, I personally, he says, I don't give a shit if we get relegated before the last 2 years. The Championship was one of the best years. This is plus, hopefully, we'll get Millwall, Plymouth, Swansea, Cardiff and Birmingham away, to name a few. They are feisty.
Oh, do some paintings
Feisty
there.
They are. Yeah.
Millwall still in the Championship.
At the moment, but they could be going up. He has got questions. He asked me to justify the substitutions made by Moyes. I don't think I need to, Dodds. Listen to the previous podcast. Why did they take 3 minutes explaining the tactics to the people coming on when they've been doing it all week? That is quite funny, actually, when they sit there with their tactic boards on their iPads telling the players coming on what to do, and it don't change anything, does it?
Oh, my God. Sorry, I'm just reading the BBC now saying, this is full propaganda. David Moyes has full support of the club's board.
Right. That's your fault.
Who said that?
Sean Wetstone.
Simon Stone for the BBC.
I've already seen it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Doddsy says, who do you want to win the league? He said, for me, it's anybody but Man United and Liverpool. There's
do you know
question
what?
here, people. Who do you want to win the league?
Do you know, I couldn't. Do you know what?
Arsenal.
It sounds bad. No, I
do want Arsenal.
I don't want it for the manager. I can't stand him.
No.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Arteta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's a wanker.
Oh,
I
no,
think he's
Sean,
a wanker.
Come on.
Don't you see him? Don't you watch him?
I do, yeah.
And what? You like that kind of behaviour then?
He's just passionate.
Oh, fuck
He's
off.
a prick.
Why?
Nothing to do with passion.
No.
Because the way he fucking acts. What do we? How am I supposed to explain it?
Well, I don't get it. I don't get your problem.
Well,
No,
that
he
says
is
a
an
lot
arsehole,
about you,
Sean.
really.
Yeah. He's an arsehole. I'd hope Arsenal win it. Yeah, I've got a lot of good mates that are Arsenal fans, and they're more palatable than Chelsea or Tottenham, frankly, Arsenal.
Well, I think you have to worry about Chelsea.
I know the bar ain't that high when comparing them, but at the end of the day, out of the other three, you know, that's the three that I would go, yeah, go on then. Go and have your fun. But can I just say, just for the one season, yeah? I don't want them to keep doing it, because then they'll be as insufferable as the rest of them.
I think I'd still prefer City. Bad, isn't it? Bad.
Yeah, I've sort of had enough of them. They sort of do bore me a bit now, City. And he then says, who would win out? Because we got to arrange this. Len, did you 10-pin bowl?
No, I've never done it. No, I tell you, I think I've done it as a teenager once.
Oh, right. We need to have a 10-pin bowling night.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Sean reckons he's ex-pro.
Not ex-pro.
And
not
Doddsy...
I could imagine Sean being good at it for some street. I think it's a DJing thing.
I used to bowl with John. Me and John used to bowl every Thursday night when we were younger and walk home drunk. And you know, we'd all score over 100. And you know, there was a point
we'll arrange it, because that's something we ain't got to run, and we ain't got to.
You know, we got to a point where we're about 140, 150.
And to be fair, Sean, having seen you score at the weekend, the
was
quicker
bad.
we do it, the better. Yeah.
I haven't played
and
for
then
a while.
seeing Doddsy's score as well.
When I scored, what did I score? 109 and 99, which is embarrassing, getting under 100. I would agree.
Yeah. Right.
There you go. But I'm sure I can. If I had motivation, I could get up to speed again.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There you go. And
well,
Adam,
have a go of
Doddsy, Adam Leatherbarrow says, "Can I have a signed photo, please?" We're gonna have to get them printed up I might get some printed up for Saturday. Next up, Paul the celeb Suets. It's old Artura. He's back with his dumplings. Cheaper season tickets, he says, but to be honest, they would tell us there are more games and the price will go up. Now, they won't go up, Paul. They'll keep them the same. And then that's how they'll say, oh, actually, we've given you a price reduction because you're getting 4 more games. I've seen us get relegated many times, but I think this would be our toughest challenge. Personally, it would be disappointing, but not the end of the world. Just might have to accept the Championship would be our level for a few seasons. Get this though. Get this. Controversially, he finishes. I'd keep Moyes to bring us back up.
Oh my
That's
God.
me staying away.
Wow. I don't think you
Defend
could ever
your
do
way
that.
to the Premiership.
I think relegation you have to lose your job if you're relegated. Yeah,
Should fucking hope so.
I think
It's exactly the manager we'd want now, Nigel.
Yeah. So we got relegated in 32, and then Sid King lost his job in 32, but that was for misdemeanors rather than relegation. John Lowell didn't get sacked in 78, but he did in 89. Billy didn't get sacked in 91, but then we were fucking tin pot then, weren't we? 92. 2003. Rhoda didn't get sacked, did he? But then again, that might have been because he was fairly ill, and they would have felt it would have looked bad, wouldn't it, if they'd have sacked him after his illness. And then we generally we do sack. Phil Simmons, been there before. Oh, it was exciting, and we reached 2 cup finals as second tier team. Wherever West Ham end up though, I'm West Ham till I die. And to put it in perspective, there are far more tragic things to worry about than football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we all think that.
Yep.
To fucking enjoy it then. That's what I'll tell the Moyes.
Like poor old Nicola Bully's family today.
Yeah. All right. I wasn't going to mention that, Sean, but...
Cheers, Sean.
Oh, sorry.
After your video on Saturday, walking along a canal, and...
It's not a canal. It's a river. It's the River Mole.
The river. Oh, well,
it's not a canal.
Well,
you only get canals in sort of working...
A Lancashire police knocking on your door, Sean? Do they want to know where you were, or... I mean, it's not like you was walking a dog, was it? Because you didn't have a dog with you.
No.
So you just walk down river banks for any reason?
I do. I'm right next to that, so that I'd often walk down there.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. Not saying anything. Anthony Collins, in Dragon's Den style, he says, I'm asking for 10% commission for my idea. You ready, Len? He said, how many people wanted a copy of Len's artwork of that Chelsea lad getting knocked out? Now imagine how many people would want their own personalised versions of themselves giving Sean a slap. This time next year, we'll be millionaires.
Not on 10%, you won't.
No.
I've had a few people ring me, including one of your friends, going, Has Len sold that painting?
Yeah. Send it off.
Yeah, good. And they went,
it's in Italy.
I said,
now,
I'm not allowed to say who, but one of them was your mate Paul Turner.
Yeah. Do you know what that shows?
What?
I can keep a secret.
Oh.
Yeah,
no, it's sold.
Yeah,
it's sold, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm having the week off this week somewhat. Investing it in the shop.
Why are you laughing?
Because he's having a week off. He sold the painting and he's having a week off.
Oh, yeah.
It was that good.
Yeah. Going around investing in the shop. Do you think
you'll ever release the identity?
Yeah, he's sending me a photo.
Oh, excellent. So you will release it?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Good news. We won't.
If you don't send me a photo, then...
If you don't, he's a scumbag.
Oh.
Anyway, moving on. Dan Hill, you like that, don't you?
Yeah.
Dan Hill, the thing I'll probably be most gutted about will be losing Rice on the cheap. He says, not that I'm bothered by finances, because I support West Ham team, not the bank balance, but it's the principle. We lost a load of other good young players before when we went down in the past. He has got a question for yous. That's us. Although it's unlikely, say we were to get a new manager, what 3 things does a new manager have to do to get us winning? Right, so we can do one each and they've got to be different. So I'll go Len first. What's the manager got to do different to get us winning?
What the current manager?
No, new manager. So new manager's coming.
What would he need to do differently?
Yeah.
Well, play someone closer to whoever you decide to be the striker. That's one.
Right.
And I think we can definitely afford that because we got such We got good defensive nous, and we got Declan Rice, great centre midfielder. We got 2 great centre halves. Put more pressure on the defence by not playing so many defenders, and then release the players to go forward. I really do think that for all his faults, I think Fornals has got a role to play. Probably more so than Bellingham, because I think he's the one that's tipping off a form. Just more form of momentum, just more possession, less defending.
Can I just say, it did say 3.
Oh, I don't really know how to answer the question, really.
You've said 6.
No, I was going to say one of them.
Change the formation.
I was going to say that as well.
Well, what can you?
Score more goals.
Well, shoot. It's a good start.
Score more goals. Goals are fun.
First thing I'd do, get all the players together, take them on a night out, get them really pissed, and say, you keep winning, son, you'll have more of
Hang
this.
on a minute. Some of it will be against a religion. You can't do that. Alcohol's not the solution.
Well, then they need to fucking man up and get a drink down them, don't they? Anyway. Brady out!
Brady out!
They can have non-alcoholic lager, Sean. It'll be all right.
All right.
Don't drink alcohol, not don't drink lager. You can still go out and have a good night out on the lash. Jack Rush is in a hurry. Rush, it's hard to have a nickname with Jack Rush, isn't it? Even at Liverpool, he was Rushy. It wasn't really, a nickname, is it? A name you can give.
No.
Thrush? Could we? Not really, I suppose. Anyway, Jack Rush is in. Evening, gents. Says, looking at Burnley's season, I like the sound of it, but as I'm a 2/3 a game a seasoner, I don't fancy not being able to watch 70% of our games. Oh, I'm 2-3 games a seasoner. I don't fancy not being able to watch 70% of our games on TV. They do show a lot of more games, Jack, on the TV. So, and they do a thing actually. That's not true. It's called iFollow, and I believe every game is shown on it.
Yeah,
a championship game.
Yeah.
You can follow every club's game. You have to pay per game, but they still do that. They started
Exactly what I said to our good friend who was presenting last week, David Hausig.
Yeah.
Is this just in America?
No, this is over.
No, he said we won't. He said he was having a row on our WhatsApp group saying, I won't be able to see any games. And I said, well, actually, a lot's changed. I think you can watch a lot more games in the Championship now since the last time.
It's a streaming service.
Yeah.
I'll double check. I
think you're
League
right.
2 and League 1, and I'm pretty sure the Championship. And basically, what I think
there's
the deal
a story there, isn't there?
is the club. So you buy it's something to do with the cut of the money. In the past, when it first started, I think the home team kept a lot of the money. But then that upset some of the clubs with the big away followings. So, but they've sorted that whatever argument out. We'd have to look at it, but it's definitely called iFollow anyway. My old mucker from Upton Park, Finners Fenton's back. Hello, guys, he says.
Hello.
A relegation would mean me and the man boy Freddie would go to more away grounds. And we might actually win a few games, get rid of our aging squad of misfits, play some youth, bring it on. Moyes out, Brady out.
Brady out, Moyes out.
Oh, now this is interesting. Going on the EFL website, it says a selection of Championship League 1 and League 2 can be streamed on iFollow. 43 clubs, blah, blah, blah. With the remaining 29 clubs will use their own platforms.
Yes.
Wow.
So wouldn't that be an interesting? So West Ham
would charge through the nose.
Could charge through the nose by running their own platform.
Greedy bastards.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'd sooner just not watch them.
Anyway.
Ed Hughes.
Loves a bit of squirrel.
He does. We lack bravery. Moyes has lost his bottle.
Yeah.
Cowards.
Yeah. Cowards.
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 See? Prove right when I. Coward is. Cowardly.
Neil Eddie the Eagle Edwards, evening, gents. He says, blimey. He said the second half on Sunday was tough. He said the first half was solid enough, but the second half was atrocious. Far too negative for far too long. I wasn't that worried about relegation, but after Sunday, definitely changed his thought. Lack of goals is a huge problem. And what's his answer, though, Neil? What's his answer? Play more defenders. Yeah, that'll do it, Dave. In all the years gone by, relegation every 10 years or so was part and parcel being a West Ham fan, but this would be the first one in the bowl. So he thinks it'll feel a bit different, given all the false promises made by the board around the move. He then goes on to say, I've defended Moyes all season, but this is starting to feel a bit... A lot of people were saying this, actually. 2003 season, when we had an academy players and inexperienced captain, a squad that was labelled too good to go down, and the relegation rivals picking up useful wins each week.
I think it feels more like the Avram season myself.
Yeah, I do.
We got 42 points in that 2003. We're not going to get 42 points this year.
I don't think we'll get 40.
No.
I think 18. I'm booking 18 more points. He says, what do you think, gents? Fair comparison? Does it feel a bit like Rhoda Brookins' season 20 years ago to you?
No.
Cheers all and Brady out.
Brady out. Avram season. Actually, I think he's worse than Avram. Because at least Avram got in the January transfer window, he got us Denver Bar, and he was trying to have a go.
He's got us Danny Ings, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he's not fucking playing him, is he?
No.
Much. It's like fucking buying him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Your mate, Sean, Gary Prince, is up.
All right.
He says, more matches to go to, more wins. I'll keep my season ticket. He said, but sneak in, do my old trick from Upton Park, but sneak into the better seats, it'll be half empty. Also on another season, near the end of Sullivan and Brady. Oh, how we would
wish your life away.
Sergei Novyesh. Welcome, Sergei. I couldn't dare think of a name for Novyesh. It sounds like a rash you get. Oh, I've got doctor. What's that? Oh, you got the Novyesh. Fun season in the Championship. He says it's football after all. It is a great point. There is a war going on, and 50,000 people have died in an earthquake, and yet some people send death wishes to Moyes. We need to put things into perspective and enjoy our lives. And I don't know if people know this, but well, there are idiots out there, Sean, and everything. But there's been another earthquake today in Turkey.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Was it West Ham fan who also sent the racist comments online to
there has been
someone else?
Yeah. There has been, yeah. And then Len explains why Moyes should play the game with some... Can you explain what that is?
Joie de vivre.
Thank you. I knew you'd say it better than me, because I'd go joie de vivre.
Joy of life,
you
know.
Right.
And this is the whole point. I agree with what Sergey says, but it's not the fans' fault. You know, I mean, I know he's not saying that, but it just, we can't just sit there like zombies. The whole point of... He's right what he's saying. The perspective should be put on by the club and by the people who are actually paying. People are paying a fortune for a game. It's a game. Play it like a game.
What do you think, Sean? Should we play it like a game?
He's gone. Is he?
He's gone to let it
Funny, the thing about it was, going back to the Avram season, that was when my dad was in hospice, and I remember it. I just wanted to sort of give him a little bit of, normality about what's going on in the world. West Ham play well, and it was grim. And I just remembered thinking that little spark of your team doing well could just give you that little bit lift that you needed before you went in the hospice and be a little bit cheery. So I do understand what Sergey's right, but what he's saying is right. But I think they got the funny thing is, sportsman.
Avram, I know it's not mad. Avram, at this point of the season, had a spurt.
Yeah,
and it tied in with the cup semi-final.
Yeah,
and then we beat. I swear we beat Liverpool. If my memory's right, we beat Stoke and Liverpool at home as well. And it turned, and I'll never forget this game as long as I live. We're 2-0 up against Man United at home at half time.
Oh yeah.
And I remember
Yeah, I do
early
remember
kickoff,
that.
and I remember
Wayne Rooney.
looking at the program. Yeah, but I remember looking at the program, and as it was, we'd gone to 13th in the table.
Yeah.
But of course, that's what happens when you look at the. That's what
There's
when
no
you look
such
at the
thing as a
table at
live
half time.
table. There's no such thing.
No such thing as a live table, because what happened? Yeah, that was Rooney when he do like from his own half. Put it in the ball. We lost 4-2.
I think it was an overhead he got.
All right. Well, I know we lost 4-2. I think he got an hat trick.
It was when he shouted in the camera and got
Yes.
a bit of trouble for it, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's right. That was.
Swore down the
he
camera.
Got a hat trick. Was that from a penalty? Was the penalty saved, retaken, or a rebound or something?
Something like that. I do remember us going 2-0 up.
Yeah.
And then
we were 2-0 up at half time after beating Stoke, after beating Liverpool. And the thing about that Man United, that was the middle of March, that stuck in my mind, is that we never won another game. We were 2-0 up at half time. We lost 4-2. You think, oh, well, that ain't too bad. I think we picked up 2 points from the last 11 games. It finished with Millwall flying a plane over Wigan.
Yeah.
Jeffrey L. Smith, which I think we know is Lee now. More games to the Theatre of Screams. That's a great title. To be honest, there's worse things that could happen. Hopefully, win more games, go to the stage we've not been to before, and it will be an adventure. Brady out!
Brady out!
Lenin! He's a communist now. Fucking hell.
Lenin!
Lenin?
Thank you very much. No one's ever...
you're back, Sean.
Yeah. Sorry, I just have to let the dog out.
Oh, yeah. I did ask you a question.
Go on. I did send you a message saying...
I know you did. That's why I asked the question.
Oh, go on. What was the question?
No, it's only asked it because I knew you weren't there.
Why'd you do that? I sent you a message going, just got to let the dog out, right?
Because I'm 10 years old, Sean.
Yes, too right.
Because I'm 10 years old. Grant Cruxford, the old boy Hammer. Evening, guys, he says.
Evening.
His wife might be watching as well. Grant, yes, she's watching. Relegation doesn't change a thing. We'll still go. New manager, new players, new league, still West Ham. Maybe. If we survive by the skin of our teeth, we need a minimum 6 new players. He says a more like 8 to 10 after we clear out the deadwood. Very strong, and this is a good point he makes actually. Very strong chance we could get relegated next season anyway. So we have to get the next manager right, and he's got zero faith in the current hierarchy to do that. I mean, that is a good point. When you look at the squad we got, half of it's got to go. So
there's a job to be done, yeah.
Yeah, it ain't working, and half of it's got to go because it's too old.
You don't fucking hell giving Antonio 100 grand a fucking week. I don't know what he done to deserve that.
Yeah. And a lot more. You know, I think I said the unrest with, Suchek and Sufau. And one thing, though, look on the bright side.
Go on.
There's no way that there's going to be a takeover in March now, is there?
No. Is that the bright side, Sean?
Well, it's for me.
All right, here you go.
Not that it was ever going to happen, but I'm just saying.
Cheers.
Of course it will.
Cheered everyone
up. Who is going to spend £1 billion or whatever on a club that might be relegated, or even Kredinsky, which was never going to happen, but, people thought it would get to March. Remember, it's the 20th of February today, 8 more days of...
I thought it was the 23rd of March was when they're, if I'm being precise. Double check that, Sean.
I am going to... I think it's the 13th from memory.
I knew it was a 3. So, Palumi Ogaluna.
Palumi.
He says, hello from your fave American transplant. I thought you was Canadian. Palumi. Yeah. Have you swapped over? Have you moved across the border? I thought people went the other way, not from Canada to America. Jesus Christ, I hope you got a bulletproof vest going from Canada to America. You're going to need it.
It's the 15th. To be precise, it's the 15th of March. There you go.
It would mean me half-heartedly supporting Dagenham and Redbridge, he says. He says, besides starting from scratch, I'm not sure how we fix the team. We've got to bring in Brighton's recruiting staff, 5 billion FFP compliant funds. I don't want to disappoint you, but Chelsea hired a lot of Brighton's recruitment staff. They didn't just take Potter. They took the coaches and recruitment. But what they didn't get was the special computer program that the club owns.
Tony Bloom. Who was telling me about that? Was it you?
Yeah.
That Tony Bloom kept the sort of Moneyball algorithm a sort of secret.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That is true, yeah.
Where'd you read that?
It was. I think I read it on some Brighton websites.
It probably is true. He's a poker player, isn't he?
And I think Kieran Maguire. I think I read it. I think Kieran Maguire wrote about it somewhere.
Yeah, makes sense.
Or whatever.
It's
amazing what you find, because I was searching for a thing and I found a Brighton story where they were going, did Bobby Zamora deliberately miss against Brighton? And it was a game I was at, which was at the Withdean Stadium, and we drew 2-2. And we were going for, I think this was when we got up in 2004-5. It's a strange thing, because we were 2-1 up, and Bobby Zamora could have made it 3-1. And it was a shocking miss. And what Brighton fans are claiming, because they got a last-minute equaliser, but he deliberately missed because he loves Brighton so much. And the reason why it's come back up is Brighton have just appointed him as a club ambassador.
Oh, interesting. I know he's got a big thing.
So look that up. And I'll tell you why that's a bit... I always find it a bit, especially with this club. Listen, people, I haven't got a downer on Colton Cole. I quite enjoyed him and whatever. I don't think he's a club legend, and he weren't the greatest of strikers, was he? Let's face it.
No.
And he weren't no Bobby Zamora. And this is the bit I don't get.
But he's ambassador now. You know, he represented the club with the London Mayor the other day for knife crime.
Bobby Zamora grew up in Barking, a West Ham fan, played for the club, scored a goal that took us up. Yeah. Why don't he get to be club ambassador? Why is he at Brighton? Why have we got Colton Cole? I think we've been shortchanged.
Who's Mickey Hazard?
Who's Mickey Hazard?
Played for Tottenham.
Really?
I sat next to him on the train on the way
and
back
Chelsea.
From West Ham game. That's right, and Chelsea, yeah.
Sunderland fan, I believe, as a kid.
Was he?
Yeah. Why is that?
I think he's got a twin brother, you know. Might be wrong.
Oh, right.
Might be wrong.
So I've been getting grief. You know, I
tell us something we don't know.
Well, I published the Spurs fans insist beating West Ham is no big deal, and I put a video up of them in their cup final, and I've been getting all kinds of grief. I mean, it's been viewed by 85,000 people. Nothing close to my prime one, of course, but of course all the Spurs fans are coming in, and in comes Mickey Hazard with his blue tick going. With 70,000 followers going. Nothing like a good loser. Congratulations on being so magnanimous in defeat again.
All right. There you go. Yeah.
I thought,
no one said he went to school.
Mickey Hazard.
He's a Tottenham legend. There you go. Yeah. There you go. That will get a few more comments on the video, I'm sure.
See, it's funny because you're quite chuffed now that he's replied to your tweet.
Yeah.
Where a bit of me's like, how the fuck do you not know who Mickey Hazard is?
I did.
But then I haven't remembered your time in the box at Tottenham where you was texting me photographs of players going, who's this?
I was next to... I did know who Ozzy Idealist was. He was next to me.
Yeah, and I think Gary Brook was one you didn't know.
Yeah, and someone Riel or something. Ricky
Villa.
Villa,
yeah. Ricky Villa. I know.
And I went, who are you?
Yeah.
I had to have Pat Jennings.
Only scored one of the greatest goals in the FA Cup final.
Pat Jennings introduce me and say, "Oh, this is."
Yeah. Do you remember when you got his autograph for me?
Still got it.
Yeah, I know you have. Yeah, that's why I was mentioning it.
Yeah.
Ding-a-ling. Evening, gents.
Dinger.
Brady and Moyes out.
Brady and Moyes out.
To be honest, the only thing that bothers me about relegation is the embarrassment and humiliation from mates of mine that support other clubs giving me abuse non-stop. What you got to do, Dinger, is like you got to walk in there with your West Ham shirt on and you got to go, we're shit, I don't care. I'd still rather support a shit West Ham than support that club that you support.
I wonder if these clubs that they support, I wonder if his mates have been relegated. Yeah. Probably not.
No.
Probably
I've got
not.
it tomorrow when I go in the office. Loads of Spurs in the office.
Oh.
I'll blab me West Ham top on. I'll be giving it to them. Don't you worry. Pipe down, you lot. He says, other than that, he says, it's a bit like me, poetic justice for the shysters that have been ruining our football club.
Yeah.
You are right in ruining.
You are right.
Stu, 13 years. He said, but I'll still support what's left of the team if we go down. We've been here before. What a catastrophe for the clans at the top. And he does say the right thing. I hope we stay up, though. Relegation wouldn't be great for the club, all things considered. But seeing their incompetence, mismanagement, and lack of respect to us, their customers, I don't have any sympathy.
No, I don't. They actually deserve it. The fans don't, obviously, because we'd be Premier League fans in the Championship, and we are Premier League. Always been the best part of the club, the fans. But good God, they fucking deserve a relegation. Everyone at the club.
Yeah.
Every fucking one of them.
Yeah. Next up, it's the Greek goddess of Forest Gate, Belinda Kaikaikitis.
Hello,
Belinda. Hey, Belinda.
She says, if it happened, I'd be so peed off. It's because of lost opportunities since January 22 when we didn't strengthen them. And I laid out at... Oh, she's angry, Belle. I laid out at Moyes' door.
Yep.
In terms of support, I'll still be there, as I have been. We've been relegated before. Wouldn't go to Liverpool, would you, Belle? Mr. Kaikitis, I feel it's all turned to... She put poo. Yeah. I'm not a deluded fan who expects Champions League, but I don't think I'm deluded to expect top-half finish consistency. She's loving the show, but not the turgid crap football I have to witness. 4 kisses.
No, it is bad. Thank you, Belinda.
I think that's 2 for you, Len. She does love a bit of Len.
Thank you.
Next up, Adam Levitt. How you doing, Ad? Great comment, because Adam does go, bring in Harry Redknapp for Moyes.
See?
Just take the last few games, to be fair, and he could get us out of it. Adam knows what he's talking about there. We need the Harry back.
Funny, isn't it, really?
Yeah. I'd have him back all day long. It's the Vicar of Dibley. It's Mr. Jonathan Lowe.
Hello, Jonathan.
Dearly beloved. From the pulpit, he says, relegation, while mildly irritating, wouldn't be the end of the world for me. And this is, and I get where he's coming from, people, because as you know, as a vicar, your busiest day's Sunday. So when we go back to Europe, spare a thought for him, and because he's probably rushing through his sermon as quick as possible so he can dart down to the ground. Because he says we get more league games to watch than Saturday 3 p.m. games, and the fair weather plastic fans would drift away. Oh, I'm glad you said it, not me, Rev. And we might get some of our West Ham back. Oh, Rev, we're going to have fun on Saturday discussing this. Okay, he says, we lose the star players, but retain the ones who really care about the club, and we wouldn't keep playing 8 at the back.
How many do you reckon we would fill in the London Stadium with home fans in the Championship?
Well, if I go percentage-wise, that we used to have around 22 to 25,000 season ticket holders at Upton Park. We've now doubled that to 50,000. Dropped down that when we was in the Championship, we'd have about 20,000 to 21,000 at a game, which is probably 17,000 season ticket holders. I'd go for we'd get crowds of between 35 to 42,000, depending on where we're playing.
Interesting.
Statistically speaking.
Yeah, no. What's the biggest game? I mean, I guess it's Sunderland, is it?
I would go Millwall.
No. But who has the biggest crowd?
Currently. Newcastle. Newcastle did it, didn't they?
Well, no. I'm currently, so Newcastle are up.
So if we go down and Sunderland don't go up, I think Sunderland would be the biggest draw. I'm pretty sure that they've got the 40. Biggest away.
I'm just looking. Their
stadium's a 48,000
this
seat
season.
Stadium.
Their record is 44,000.
Yes, yeah.
But they average around
42, is it?
No, it's around about 37 and a half, 38. per game.
That's still decent. It's their first season back in the championship for 4 years.
As low as 29 and as high as 44 per game. That's not bad, is it?
No. Like, they've got proper support, Sunderland. Proper support.
How big is their stadium?
48,000, I believe.
Okay. So they haven't quite sold it out, but...
Off the top of my head. Yeah, but with segregation, you might lose a bit or whatever.
You know the hilarious thing. Well, it's not that hilarious, but our rent halves at the London Stadium if we go down.
Classic. Next up, it's me pen pal, Dave's son, Ted Sexton. He says, nothing changes in my mindset of being an Hammer. Still have 100% support from me. He said, I'm too old in the tooth to get upset, and it'll probably do us good.
Yeah, me too. I'm too old to get upset about it anymore.
Another one of your mates, Paul Turner. An out positive about going down. He said, we don't have to play them again.
He didn't like listening to our American presenter last week.
Oh, did he not?
No.
Oh, right. I didn't think you was going to name him.
Well, wasn't I?
No, that's what you said.
Oh, right.
You just said, a listener said...
Oh, yeah,
but put in brackets Turner, and you said what he went, and I went, that'll be Paul then.
Yeah, but that was only to Dave. Dave doesn't listen to this podcast very regularly unless he's on it, so we're all right.
Yeah, all right, that's all right.
Dave does listen.
Does he?
He tells me he does.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll cut this bit out then.
Marion Williams.
To be fair, he was the seventh choice.
It was, so that is true. It was true.
I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought he was good form, to be fair.
Yeah.
We'd have to get John on.
Yeah.
No,
when he's not on Wendy's.
No, I'm in fucking Paul Turner's camp.
No. Oh dear. He's barking. Good stewarding, great Wi-Fi, cheap to be a football stadium. What a difference between the Tottenham Stadium and the rented one. Only issue was the local Sainsbury's has sold out of Sharpies. Oh, no autographs for old Dodsey then. Once again, Moyes was out-coached, this time by a coach on a video call. Sad to see West Ham fans almost coming to blows with each other around me. Dear, oh dear. What do you think will happen to season ticket prices if and when they'll stay the same? And they'll claim a reduction. And he says, what would relegation mean to me? Well, it's another tour of the Championship ground with Dodsey. Only this time I'll be a Sharpie pen holder. One way of looking at it.
I wonder if we still sing when West Ham are massive.
Yeah, well, yeah. At least we stopped singing that.
Yeah.
Read, gentlemen, he says. Not a lot to say this week. He goes on, though. Other than we're shite. Thanks, Dave. Hopefully everyone now realises we haven't turned the corner. That's not true. I love the way people go, well, he said we turned the corner. Well, technically, if you look at the 5 games, he lost 5 on the trot and took 0 points. And if you look at the games after that, he took points. That's turning a corner. When you go from nothing to 6, that's turning a corner. We did turn the corner
in. Yeah. Consider the way we played, that he got his formation, and there was a light at the end of the tunnel, but he's gone backwards again.
Well, he's turned
the corner again.
He's turned into a cul-de-sac. He's now gone onto the banjo and he's got to turn around again. Oh, shit. Didn't know this was a dead end, he says. It says relegation, no, really means easier to get away tickets and trips to Hull and Rotherham, which are local for the old AI. And we win more games.
Up.
Yeah. Only one question this week. It says, would you sack Moyes now, even if there's no replacement?
Yes.
Yeah.
We got Noble there.
Yeah, he's done a hard.
He's got to fucking do something. He can't get the chips in every fucking lunchtime.
He's got to
go and support
degree,
Spurs.
He can't fucking, you could stand there on the touchline as he shouts.
Wouldn't you get
instructions to Souček? I got Harvard degree. What you got?
Trevor Brooking. He's got a really good record, manager record. Bring Trevor Brooking back.
Yeah, there you go. I think we all would sack him, actually.
Yeah, would you have Trevor Brooking? You want to bring in Harry Redknapp? Oh, you say that about Trevor Brooking, but not Harry Redknapp.
We can't afford him.
How old is Harry Redknapp?
That's true. Actually, Sean
Redknapp would be cheaper than Brooking. For me personally...
You know how old Harry Redknapp is?
Yes, I do.
65?
76.
He's 75, actually.
75.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I know. How old is Trevor Brooking then?
76, 77.
He's younger. He's 74. See?
Is he
My point-
really?
Yeah. So there you
Do you
go.
know, when you think about it, when you consider when...
Trevor Brooking is younger than Harry Redknapp.
No, that is true, yeah, because Harry was in the 63 Youth Cup winning team.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah, and of course, Trevor signed 67.
Yeah. I hate to say this, but you're being very ageist, saying Harry's all right, but Trevor Brooking's too old. So
Well, I've not said he's too old. I just think...
I said he's too old.
Yeah, he said he's too old.
I noticed him the other day, like he's aged a bit, but I'm not going to hold that against him. But
well, his hair's gone blonde now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I saw him the other day. I thought, oh, Trev, you've aged a bit since I saw you last.
Did he charge you for that comment?
What?
Did he charge you for that comment?
No.
Oh, okay.
But look, it's well worth.
He didn't charge you a fiver.
No, it's well worth sacking Moyes and getting Noble in at the end of the season, really. Because then he's going to be, when the next guy comes in, he's going to be a bit better doing his job, isn't he?
Now, here's the thing, right? How many weeks until the end of the season?
Well, it's 15 games, isn't it?
What's the last day of the season?
May the 25th or something like that.
Weeks until 25th of May.
After he asks a question he doesn't know the answer to.
Don't know.
Now, it's 13 weeks and 3 days.
Yeah.
So if you're going to replace the manager, 1 week and 3 days is the time to do it. Why is that, Nigel?
Oh, because he ain't got a licence.
Correct. If you haven't got a UEFA
Oh,
Pro license, you only can manage for 12 weeks and 0 days. So if you want him to manage, the time to put Noble in is in 1 week and 3 days, and he can manage.
Well, what
for
about
12
that
weeks.
Will Still then? We get a free go.
Yeah, you could get Will
Do you
Still
know
in.
some people thought he was at the game Sunday?
Well, you know he did do a video saying, "I'd love to manage West Ham one day."
Yeah,
it was on TalkSport. But there was a photograph put on Twitter, and I don't know. Someone said Will Still at the game, and it was quite funny. And I won't name the people. Some people actually believed it was him, and why it was funny because it was David Martin.
Oh, right.
So David Martin was in with the West Ham fans yesterday. Someone had their photo done with them. A Twitter account tweeted it and said, "Will's still in the crowd," obviously being funny. People believed him. So I took great delight in telling them, "No, mate, it was David Martin." They might both be ginger, but that's about where it ends. Adam Leatherbarrow, top fan. He said personally, it will derail any chance of us competing long term. And I do feel sorry for people this age. Adam's 36 now, and I've seen more relegations and cup finals, and I know people would tell me to go support another club. But if West Ham are not amongst it, then I've got no interest. He says, I grew up watching Champions League on ITV and seeing the likes of Juve with Vialli and AC Milan with Nesta and Real Madrid with Zidane and Bayern Munich with Mateus or Oliver Kahn. I'm thinking, wow, wouldn't it be amazing? People never say that, do they? Why do they never pick the keepers out, eh?
They're not real footballers.
Oh, fuck off, you.
Exactly. Yeah. I hope you got my Doncaster.
Phil was a carpenter.
Did you get my Doncaster choke earlier, Len?
Yeah, of course
I got it, yeah.
What?
It was aimed at Len, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. The one in the WhatsApp group. I got it. I thought it was funny.
Oh.
Mine's funny. Our listeners won't know when I said
yeah, that's his
you
fucking...
were moaning. And I said,
of all he done, that's what I remember him for. David Gold, for telling Sean to go and support
Nigel.
Nigel, sorry.
Yeah.
Nigel, to sort of support Doncaster.
Yeah, here you go. That's when I told him for 17 years, mate, I was at this club while you were at
you didn't have a fucking break to support Birmingham, did you?
No. And what did you do 2003, mate?
Yeah.
Was you upset that day?
Sent us
or
down.
Did you shake Steve Bruce's hand and say, well done, Steve, here's your bonus, mate? Yeah, we know what you've done. Your card's marked.
Anyway, back to Adam.
Anyway, back to real life. Yeah. You know, he said he thought it'd be amazing to compete with those teams. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
No,
He said 96,
got carried away
97,
there.
Chelsea then started getting Zola, Gullit, Vialli, winning domestic cups. And I thought, why couldn't that be us? The Roman Revolution happened, skewed the footballing environment. I just wanted West Ham to be part of it. He's a dreamer, his old dad. Dreamer. You're nothing but a dreamer.
Now you got your head in the clouds. Oh, no.
That's right. He says, when GSB came in, they sold us a dream and I believed it.
Oh, well.
And he says, I'll tell you why I believed it. Because I dreamt it too. And I can't be made to fall. Don't be fooled again. Because my childhood self-supported West Ham wanting these things too. God, it's like the death of a dream here, isn't it? Relegation.
Whatever happened to the teenage dream?
We say, I feel like we're taking a minute. I actually do feel your pain. I do feel sorry for the generation below us.
Yeah.
But
when you think about it, when he was prime, he was up, but it'd have been about 24, 23 when Golden Sullivan.
Yeah.
And he probably thought anything could happen back then.
Yeah.
You wait till you're fucking 46, let alone 36.
You're going to be like us.
When you're 50, that's it.
Miserable
You're just
fuckers.
hoping for a fucking painless death. That's all you can hope for.
Yeah.
Never mind your football. Long as you're regular, Adam.
Yeah. Fruit and fibre, Ab. That'll keep
Yeah.
you regular. I've discovered. Anyway, Brady out.
Brady out.
Warburton out.
Warburton out.
Moyes in. Come on, he
don't
can
be
do
daft.
it. If we stop supporting him now, we might as well give up. Our fans are the best in the world, despite getting shit on. We're still
How do we
loyal.
get behind Moyes? I keep saying this. How do we get behind him?
Well, he makes it. I must listen. No, I have been behind him as much as any person.
Oh, you have?
And the thing that's done me actually is not so much the football, because I sort of can put up with that. It's what he says. And,
it's just
to stand there and actually tell you what to acknowledge the problem. So he'll go in an interview and he will tell you what the problem is. He will acknowledge the problem, scoring goals. Our problem this season is all about scoring goals. Our defence has been good. It's all about the amount of goals we're not scoring. We're 25 goals down on last season. 25 goals down.
That's a lot of
already.
goals.
That's a lot. So that's our problem. And his answer to that, his solution to that, is to drop more forward attacking players and play more defenders.
Yeah, I know.
And then stand there in front of us and tell us what the problem is.
Yeah,
No,
I know.
That's
He wants to go, you know. He
is
wants
when he
to
loses
go.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is when he loses me, because it's like when you can see what the problem is, but you still can't see why you're doing it wrong. I'm sorry. I am the most loyal fan going or whatever, but on your, if you keep doing that, I'll give you one more chance, and that is it. I'll be ringing up
He gets nothing from
Saturday
me.
night
Sorry.
from the stadium. Claret and Boo's phone-in show. Sack
Relegation special.
Yeah.
Moyes out special.
Yeah, Nick
Poor
did,
bastards.
Nick
eh?
did ask me to come on Sunday, and then I went, "What time?" Never got back. He went, "Sorry, we had 100 real people ring up, so I was bumped."
Yeah, they had 5,000 odd views.
Yeah. Controversy sells.
Well, it does.
How are we getting on?
Sorry for the long heart on my sleeve post. Adam, I'll tell you what, I'll stop you there, son. Don't ever apologize. That is what football's about. That's emotion. You take emotion out of football. It's just robots, mate.
And let's be honest, they have taken emotion out of football.
Yeah, you've got to keep the emotion. Don't ever apologise for feeling that way. Old gits like us will obviously take the piss out of you. But as you know, Ad, that is the Cockney sense of humour.
Yeah.
And we only take
Levity,
the piss out
that
of
is.
people we like.
Yeah.
Just always remember that. Here we do. If we like you, we show it by taking the piss out of you. As you can tell by Sean. I mean, we must really like him.
Yeah. We keep it buried really deeply, of course. But we
Next
do
up.
like him.
Paul Noland with 4 Ds as he discovered. Evening all. Shoker here. Beep, beep. Relegation for me will not be as disappointing as the 10-year-old in 1978 because I'm used to it now. He says we've been relegated 6 times and 5 of them in my lifetime. Is
that right?
To me. That is correct, yeah.
But only twice from the Premier League. But we've spent 4 seasons away. Why is that, Nigel?
Because we got relegated from Division 1 to Division 1.
Yeah. And then we spent 2 seasons on 1 relegation.
Yes.
We know what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, we did. 2 seasons in the Championship
no,
after 1.
2 seasons on 1 relegation.
Yeah.
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 2 seasons to get back up.
Don't have to tell me that.
Yeah. I know, but it's not a trick question, right? I knew you'd know the answer, but...
I mean, that is a great quiz question. Relegated from Division 1 to Division 1.
Yeah.
Only 3 clubs can claim that.
Yeah. Of course.
The other 2, pretty sure...
Luton Town was one.
No, I don't think it was. We're talking 1992. Yeah.
Pretty sure.
91, 92.
I'm sure Luton was one.
I think... Double check that. I don't know. There's a bit of me now. I'm thinking Middlesbrough, but I think Middlesbrough was 89.
They went down in the first
playoff,
didn't they?
Was 89 as well, I think.
Anyway, before you go off at a tangent, boys.
Sorry, Paul Nolan. He said positives. He said we got more away games. We can play musical chairs in the bowl, and we might win a few. And then we'll love the possibility for violence and lots of paintings. He's got a question for me. Who would you like sitting next to you against Forrest from the Nolan family? Well, I always liked Bernie, to be fair. I thought she was the better looking one. That was the blonde one, wasn't it?
I can't remember him.
Was it?
I can't remember.
The one that married Shane Ritchie, wasn't there? The dark hair one. I like the blonde one. She was in the bill. So, believe it or not, she was in the bill. So that was the Nolan I like, Paul. If you can have a word.
There you go.
But apart from that, I'll let you lot play lottery. Brady Outs. He
Brady
said
Outs.
Take Sullivan and Moyes with you.
Yeah.
Ian Gravett says post-match drivel reminds me of, and he's put a gif up of Homer Simpson with a monkey in his head.
Oh, right, yeah.
So there.
Want to be alone with my thoughts.
Yep. Johnny Pope, the Pontiff. Well, the Pontiff's brother, because obviously the original Pontiff was Simon, but anyway. He's been going since 58. A long time, as Johnny. See you Friday, John. Relegation.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be there.
Yeah.
No autographs, though, John. Yeah.
Bring some cash, John. I'll bring some paintings.
Yeah, he'll sign that cash for you. So relegation is nothing new to me or people my age. Might be a good thing. More home games, more chance of winning a few. New, younger, proactive manager who will take the shackles off the team and actually try to win a game. Rather than bore the arse off everyone, just being negative. Let's face it, the back end of last season, this has been dreadful, so it can't be any worse, can it? Very true. Next up, someone new. Ooh. We're called Todd from now on.
Carty.
Sure, yeah.
We had him the other week, didn't we?
Did we? What? Pat Carty, did we?
Todd Carty. Isn't he in...
spoke about Todd Carty.
Isn't he in a popular TV?
Grange Hill.
I thought it was on EastEnders.
Well, yeah, after that, but you know, you got to...
I don't watch TV, so I don't really know.
Wasn't he in the bill as well?
Was he?
Talking of the bill, I believe he was.
Was he?
Yeah, when he left EastEnders, winning the bill.
You're no longer in the... Is the bill still going?
No, Sunhill.
Is EastEnders still going?
Stopped watching it 20 odd years ago.
I think it's still going.
Do you still watch television, Nigel?
No.
Define what you call television.
Well, like via an aerial.
No.
Oh, that's good.
No.
I don't know many people.
Well, yeah, I watch BBC One of them all.
When it's online, not catch up or anything else. Watching like...
I don't sit and watch The other day I fell asleep watching The Masked Singer. I couldn't get into that.
Never watched it.
No, normally I watch. If I watch BBC stuff, actually, I watch it. Tell a lie. So, BBC 4 on a Friday night and BBC 2 on a Saturday night. But if it's shit, I might go and see who's on Sky Arts. So,
there you go.
Now and again. Anyway, Todd says, "Evening, chap. Shit happens. It'd be disappointing. It's not the end of the world. It's my biggest disappointment is the fact that everything that is wrong has been recognised by everyone, bar Moyes, and directors have come dismissed.
Yeah, you're right.
And they dismiss us because we're not football people.
Yeah.
It says, fuck me, I'd love to hear some of the conversation these buffoons have. It does make you wonder, doesn't it, actually?
Our happiness is not even in their minds. The fact that they think stuff, do you know what? They must be really bored and unhappy. You think they'd do something, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they charge them more for another fucking ticket. That's what they do.
Right. Next up is Bob's Full House.
Good.
It's Bob the Monk. He says, sorry, managed to get to your question. He sent a question in too. You did. You sent it by messenger, Bob. I did see it. He said he's seen 4 relegations. It happens to West Ham anyway.
Yep.
Don't know why it bothers me
We've
more
seen
now.
4.
I
might
think
have seen
it's
5,
mate. 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's because years ago, the team and manager who got you relegated stayed to get you promoted. Now, like the Sinclair, Defoe, Cole, etc., it's ta-ta, Moyes, Brady, senior sauce out. If you want to listen to something, Jermaine Defoe is doing a podcast about how he's trying to become a manager.
Is he?
And the BBC have followed him for 6 months. Episode 1, it's on BBC Sounds. If you're a tanner like me, have a listen. He comes across very well, and he talks and he goes back to where he grew up, Ordnance Road in Canning Town. And it was one of them moments where I think, when he joined the club, I swear he was Jermaine Defoe from Beckton. He grew up in Ordnance Road, which is Canning Town. So what we've got is, we've got Mark Noble, who says he's from Canning Town, but actually
from Limehouse. Not Limehouse.
From Plaistow.
Who cares?
Turners care, Sean. Nigel.
We care. And Ordnance Road is proper town, down by the Rathbone Market. You don't get more town than that.
A little update. Chris Akabusi,
the dog's coming.
Right, says
my cash is coming.
West Ham could avoid relegation without a manager if they get rid of David Moyes. Chris Akabusi. Right. How about Kevin Nolan?
What about him?
As manager.
Well, I don't know the answer. I mean, he failed at Orient, so
he did all right at Notts County, but
I prefer him to Mark Noble. I mean, at least he's a coach. I don't even know if he's got his UEFA A, has he? Has Kevin Nolan got his coaching badges?
Must do. He's a coach.
Well, is that? I thought the head coach.
And he's managed Orient and Notts County.
Yeah, work it out, Sean.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't work like that, actually.
What does it not? All right. Next up, talking to Nick from Carrot and Booze. He's only popped up. Listen, if you're not a subscriber, go and subscribe. Claret and Booze on YouTube. It's one of the best ones out there, if I do say so myself. But I've got to say
especially when we lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't listen to any of them, so I wouldn't know.
But I would say that I'm out with them Friday. Anyway, where's my video, Nick?
Bring some cash, Nick.
Bring some cash, yeah.
Put some real art on your fucking walls, not like the shit you went on with last time.
So what do you buy? What do you buy?
Oh, fucking poor it was.
Was it?
I don't know if Johnny O's going to try and buy Mark Noble's other boot to go.
Oh, fucking! Talk about throwing their money, this lot. Jesus fucking Christ!
Oh dear!
You could send them home with fucking 5 magic beans, them lot.
Anyway, come on, just move. What was the question?
Nick says it means that, irrespective of the move to a world-class stadium, we would still be little old West Ham. I'd rather be little old West Ham at Upton Park. Well, you can't, Nick. That's the problem. In fact, let's make it a question. I'd rather be shit at Upton Park than good at the London Stadium. What about yous? I've always said that, Nick. Sean, shit at Upton Park or good at the London Stadium?
You know what he's going to say.
Good at London Stadium.
Oh, fucking hell.
Of course I'm going to say that.
There you go. He says it would have meant that the board have stripped us of our home, our dignity, and our enjoyment of supporting our family team. Son of a
done
out.
that.
Brady out. Kretinsky, he says. He's going for it now. Moyes out of top flight football for good. He'll never get another job after spending 300 million in 3 years to relegate us.
Oh.
Irrespective of the 6th and 7th place finishes in 2 freak pandemic seasons, with the context and the money he spent, David Moyes will be our worst manager in history.
So Kevin Nolan got his coaching badges at Orient.
There you go.
You got to have it for Championship and Premier League.
Hence what I said.
There you go.
So he did get his coaching badges.
Yeah. He has got his coaching badges.
The job's when do you want to start, Kev?
Monday. Next Monday.
But is he part of the problem?
Well, we don't know. This is the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't know how much he's going to be like Moyes.
I think it was Nick who did ask that question today about Nevin and Warburton and whatever, and I said, look, Nolan, I'd be willing to give a go, but if Moyes goes, then he's got to take Warburton and Nevin.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Warburton. I mean, he's probably got badges as well, but I wouldn't probably want to give Noble it. Maybe he's an advisor, but
he's more sourdough than Bloomer, isn't he, Warburton?
Go on, carry on. I've got to go.
Anyway,
9:45.
Evening, says Super Chrissy Mills.
Evening,
Looks
Chris.
like Sullivan's concentrating so much on his new missus that he's going to let West Ham sleepwalk in the relegation. He says, I'm sick of talking about Moyes' defensive bilge. Let's talk about important stuff. Are the club just going to ignore the beer prices, Sean, that were posted the other day?
No, I covered this earlier.
Yeah, he's covered it earlier. Isn't this a perfect opportunity to bin off Delaware North? Not for us to bin off, though.
No.
To start a proper catering company to make us and the London Stadium as much as Tottenham.
Yeah, well, you've got to pay off the old one, though. That's the only problem. They've got a 25-year contract. Someone's got to buy
They've
them.
had 6-7 years of it, so we're only down to 18 years. I know it comes up every season, but it always amazes me that Tottenham bang on about racism every time while 57,000 of their fans constantly sing about yids and pikeys. Hypocrites! Quite right.
Yeah, they do keep on. Look, there's no. I saw someone, I think West Ham transfers, trying to justify the Son thing by sort of saying, but they were calling us pikeys and doing the Y word. But yeah.
What
nowadays,
racism did Son get?
I don't know. All I can do is read the statement that Spurs said. But if you read the stories, no one they usually track it down and print it and go. I've not seen any West Ham fans or who.
I heard it. Yeah, I did hear it.
Oh, did you?
Where I was sitting. Yeah, I did.
I mean, where you were sitting?
I didn't apologise though. But anyway.
Hang on a minute. Where you were sitting in your front room?
So I did apologise. But anyway, so that don't count, does it? So, and anyway, who has DVDs now?
Don't go there.
I didn't.
That guy who did that ended up with a football banning order, didn't he?
Yeah, stupid.
But that's what happens nowadays.
Is stupid. But anyway, I don't think I've got a player. Ian Gravitt says, I remember the 89-90 season, the 5-0 demolitions of Sunderland, Sheffield United, the Littlewoods Cup wins over Villa, Wimbledon. Call that Wimbledon one. I can still tell you the referee's name, Alf Busks. He was like little Indian geezer. Sent off, was it Martin Allen? I think got sent off. Oh, it was a cracking 1-0 win. He said, Derby, he said, and then when we beat Oldham up the game, 6 goals down and we got 3 at the home leg. Oh, happy days. Joe Cuzell.
Oh, Joe, bring some cash Friday, mate.
Oh, is Joe there Friday, is he?
I don't know.
Oh,
He's usually there.
Say hello to you, yeah.
But it's at the Catholic Club this time, isn't it? So
it is,
maybe not.
All right. Evening, gents. He says, Championship football will mean no VAR. They're getting it, mate. Don't get your hopes up. More winnable games and a manager who wants to win. We can shut the top tier and all sit downstairs. No tourists, no half and half.
So more games, no VAR, half price rent. There was another thing I said was good as well. Oh, no takeover.
Why is more games good?
Well, because you get more money. This is Nigel who said you get more games.
I like more games.
Yeah. get to go to more home games.
Yeah.
So there you go. This is the case for relegation now.
He then carries on more fights. Don't have to play against cheating footballers. The owners will lose lots of money. The stadium will lose even more money.
Yes, true.
And a chance to play at Wembley if we get into a final.
Yeah,
Joe,
it's you're selling it to me.
You should do the posters, Joe. We could put that out.
Do you know what though? Funny enough, the stadium would lose less money if it's true they only have 25,000. Most of their money goes on stewards. You wouldn't need as many stewards. They'd probably lose a lot less money by having smaller crowds.
Yeah,
true story.
True story.
Tell
bro.
you what, I bet there's still be queues, Sean.
Yeah, there probably would be.
No one's ever said, "Oh, we won't be spending."
Do you know what?
Queues.
At one point, I think stewards and the whole security had like 1,300 stewards on duty on a day.
That's stupid.
It is. I think
That
it's
is
reduced to
stupid.
like under 1,000, but that at one point there was 1,300 stewards on duty on a game,
and only 3 doing bleeding bag checks or whatever.
Yeah.
To funnel you into one table, so there's a queue of 3 people lining up.
I went on a
funnel
no
you
bag
into one
on
table.
the last game. I went on a no bag queue, right?
Yeah,
Every fucker in front of me had a
had
bag.
a bag. I know.
You're thinking, what's the point?
Yeah.
And they didn't stop them. They had tables there.
Yeah,
You're
but
thinking,
it's like having a disabled lane, but not having anyone stopping people walking in the disabled lane.
Yeah. Sorry.
So it just
this is a
fills
no
up with
bag lane.
able-bodied
Yeah, I
people.
know. I reckon the idea is go in the bag lane because nobody with bags goes in the bag lane. Anyway.
Paul Oakley sacked Moyes, Brady out, pissed off. 43% control of the ball. That's the 3rd worst in the league, and 3.4 shots on target per game.
Yeah.
Wow. Those
Brady
are relegation numbers. Big bag of shit.
We're nearly
Jason Tree, yeah, nearly there. How many more games for his sacks? 1, Jace. Don't worry, say. Surely anyone who knows him has his ear saying, where's plan B? Does he still make records though, Jace? I don't know. We could have won that game if we came out with a plan of attack. Instead, we just sit back until we concede. Moyes and Brady out. Oh, and
Moyes and
thanks
Brady out.
for the artwork. The Aussie Essex boy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Did you paint anything on the weekend?
No, there's nothing to. Do you know what?
How about the paper plane? You see the paper planes coming on the pitch?
I haven't been able to paint anything on the pitch all season. Nothing happens.
Yeah, but how are the paper planes? Last week it was pigeons. This time, did you see they were flying paper planes onto the pitch?
Well, only when you pointed it out.
Oh, there you go.
Julie Palmer. She thinks it needs to happen. That's something I've said. So we can get rid of the dead wood and reset again. That's what we need, a big reset. And Michael Evans says, it wouldn't bother me at all. I'd still renew and look at getting a better seat at the LS, better away days, more wins. We've got just as much chance of winning a cup. Would get rid of a lot of the day trippers from the home games as well.
Yeah.
Which would be a good reason. Tom Devlin, he said relegation would be a nightmare. It would mean a reset yet again and losing a good bulk of the squad, which after making the Euro semi-final last season is ridiculous. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Was that the Nolans again? I can't remember. The thought of playing in the Championship of the Bowl doesn't even bear thinking. Half and half Millwall, you couldn't have that. Half and half Millwall scarves.
Oh, there'll be a thing.
There will be. He said the only positive, there could be some excellent away days. On a serious note, following Len's recent superb new business idea, he's looking for a partner. I could find the smallest, skinniest away fan and chin him, and Len could paint it. 60-40 the earnings, he said, in your favour.
Well, to be honest, if someone would have done it at the Spurs game, I would have given the fucking painting.
You can't reproduce a viral event. You know this.
Yeah.
Right? You got to find the next viral event.
Yeah, I know that, Sean, but it's out of
I
my
told
control,
you. You know what you need to do? You need to paint a bottle of Prime.
I am thinking about that. I might do it this week.
Yeah.
I might do it tomorrow.
Sell it to KSI, whoever KSI and Paul Logan are, for like $1 million, right?
Paul Logan's fighting this weekend, isn't he?
Is it?
I might try to get
I don't even know who he is. He's a YouTuber. Or,
he was he used to be in a Castlemaine Forex advert, or was it the Fosters?
Right. Well, that's Paul Hogan.
Oh, he's a bit old.
Paul Logan is a tuber.
What's the best way to cock Fosters, mate?
If I call them
Straight from the can.
YouTubers, I'm showing my age. It's a tuber.
That was a great advert.
Tuber.
It's like you call it Instagram. You either call it Insta or IG. You know, if you call it Instagram, you're showing your age. You know,
Oh well.
like Snapchat, it's just Snap. You don't say Snapchat. You know.
Yeah.
Go on, Nigel.
Keith Hackett says, yes, I would. What a pity did the FA change the criteria for dog-so data before that game. Oh, that's Keith replying to a tweet of mine. Oops.
That's it.
He's very vocal on Twitter, Keith. You know when you think, mate, I'll tell you what, I'd love to know how Keith would have reacted if he'd have had like George Courtney on Twitter every time he reffed the game, pointing out where he goes wrong. He slates.
Twitter, though, is less toxic than it used to be.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Don't you find?
Funny, I don't see a lot of shit on it, really. I'm quite enjoying it again lately.
Look at this. Over the past 3 seasons, since Moyes has been manager, the teams that have survived, have had 35, 39 and 38 points.
Right.
The relegated teams, so I'm guessing it means the third place team, 34, 28 and 35 points. So, therefore, 36, 37 points is enough. Do you think it's possible, says
No.
Evan? No.
No.
All right. No. For the podcast team tonight, says Dan 31 60 43 47H. Social media team struck again last week with its latest gaffe, having to delete the club's tweets for the shirt competition.
Oh, fucking funny.
Have they heard of due diligence? Where does Sean intend to display the shirt that he's won? Brady.
Cheeky sod.
For those that don't know, I don't know if I feel sorry for the bloke. So basically, retweet this tweet, follow West Ham, you could win a shirt. So they picked out a winner. Unfortunately, they picked out one of the most creepiest West Ham.
I was going to say, use your words a little bit carefully.
Well, I did there. I thought I did well. One of the creepiest West Ham fans ever.
That's the right words.
Unfortunately, it also highlighted the fact that he was a creep, which meant people then weighed into it. Not only laughing at West Ham.
He left Twitter, didn't he?
Well, he had to go, didn't he? Some of them tweets, Sean, dear, oh dear. You know when you're like, I never knew people behave like that on there. There's some weirdos out there, aren't there? And that, people, does bring to the end tonight's... Oh, is it true, Sean? Says Mark Reaper on Twitter. Kevin, as I like to call him. The planning permission for the gold statue has been refused in Olympic Park, and the new options being considered is outside 442 Green Street, so it can overlook the regeneration project he started by getting rid of that bowling eyesore.
There is no statue, and he's making it up, so no, it's not true.
So it's not true. Oh, well. There you go. That's your lot.
There you go. We've already done our predictions, so onwards and upwards. We've already published the other one called Moyes Out, which is a correction, by the way. 2 corrections at the end. Number 1, this is episode 36 and not 37, I said at the beginning. And second correction is the concessionaire agreement was... the 22nd of March. It was prepared on the 15th, but it wasn't signed until the 22nd. So it's the 22nd of March, 2023.
So what day did I say, Sean?
I think you said 30 something.
No, I think I said 23rd.
Well, it's 22.
Well,
anyway,
it finish on 22, so 23rd is the day they can sell.
Yeah, all right. Whatever. Ain't going to happen.
Right again.
It's 10 o'clock. Dear. It's a Monday night. We'll release this on Tuesday morning.
Breaking news. Rafa Benitez is waiting for the West Ham manager's post to become available and is keen on getting the job.
Who says that?
Mal Sport.
Wrong.
What's wrong?
Turned us down.
Who?
I said that on the last podcast. Rafa Benitez. He wanted a 3.5-year contract.
He hasn't turned Leeds United down.
Well, maybe not. Maybe they're offering him a 3.5-year contract.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've been Sean. Len has been...
Still pretty miserable.
And Nigel has been...
Looking forward to the championship.
And Sean's
He
tired.
is as well.
Come
I
on,
think
you
you're going to be a
Irons.
bit disappointed if we don't go down.
I think I might be.
Bye.
Bye.
We've got to get it over and done with, people.
This is more than just a podcast.
You know what I mean.
Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast.
Thanks for listening.
No American zone.